I used to really struggle on Upwork. I used to find no job offers. I used to get no interviews. And now that I've become a freelance developer, a successful freelance developer, and I can easily find people willing to pay over $65 an hour for my time, I thought I'd make a video to share with you what I've learned and what you could do to help you find more success as a freelancer. So in this video, I'm going to share with you common reasons why you may not be able to find interviews or get job offers. And I'm going to share with you tips that you can use to overcome these problems. When I started on Upwork, one of the first mistakes I made is I tried to go on Upwork expecting it was going to be a lot more similar to finding normal jobs than it actually is. I had expectations that actually applying to jobs on Upwork, I should get similar success rates than applying to normal jobs and sending my resumes in real life. I've been used here in Canada to a climate where I can just send my resume to 4 or 5 places, maybe 10, 15 if it's a job that's, not very easy to get. And typically within a couple of weeks, within a couple of months, I should get a job no matter what. And it's only years later that I realized that actually your success rate on Upwork, it's not supposed to be similar to what you get in a normal job. And one of the reasons for that is that the amount of competition that you find on Upwork, the amount of freelancers that are going to be applying to these jobs is typically a lot higher than what you would find in normal jobs. The day I realized how much competition there actually is on Upwork is the day that I decided to become a client on Upwork and hire another freelancer to help me on one of my projects where we needed to code something that I could not be able to code myself because I didn't have knowledge in the right programming languages. So I tried to hire him, and within 48 hours of making the job offer, we already had like over 90 people who messaged us offering their services. And at that point I was like, oh my God, 2 days, 90 messages. It's like so much more than what I expected when it comes to how many people that are applying for jobs as developers, that it made me realize that the level of competition is a lot higher than I was expecting, probably that you are expecting. If you're competing for a job as a developer in a local area, I don't expect like 100 people are going to show up unless like you're in a really big city. It's probably more going to be like less than 10. And so what this made me start to realize is that to be able to find a significant amount of jobs, you not only have to typically send a lot more proposals than you would probably send resumes in real life, but you probably really have to make really good profiles if you want to find success. I've hired a lot of people on Upwork in the last couple of years for programming projects, for prospecting projects, and a few different things. And every time I usually get a lot of proposals, and what happens is that I look at all the people who offer their services, and I don't have time, for example, if I get 92 messages, to watch all their profiles, to look deeply. I don't really have time to watch these 90 profiles because I have a life, I have a business, I have stuff to do. So what I do is I just look at all these profiles, I just skim through them really fast, and I just try to filter out which ones look like the best. I flush all the rest, I don't even look at them, and I start just analyzing further the profiles that look most professional and the profiles that offer less money than others. Because clients, and this is true freelancing outside of Upwork as well, are typically looking for two things. They're either looking for cheap labor or they're looking for quality. If they're looking for quality, they're going to be fishing for freelancers who look trustworthy, who look competent. If they're fishing for price, they're typically just going to be fishing for someone who looks competent enough but has good price. In both cases, you still need to look competent enough. The good news is most people on Upwork, they have really shit looking profiles. They really don't look professional. Their pictures look like shit. Their profiles look like shit. Their portfolio look like shit. You don't need to have like an amazing looking picture, although it helps. You don't have to have an amazing portfolio, although it helps. You don't have to have an amazing rest of your profile, although it helps. But you do have to make sure that you have something that's at least better than average so that you can have a chance that people actually look at your profile and give you a chance. Again, it's like Tinder. There's not enough girls for all the guys, so the girls get the best guys, and the guys who don't look as good struggle to get girls. And on Upwork, the freelancers who look the best have chance to get jobs, and the freelancers who look normal or bad, they don't have chances to get jobs. So you want to make sure that you brand your profile, you brand yourself in a way that you stand out and you go from the category of people that don't get chances to the category of people who look worthy enough to get chances. One of the things you can do is hire a photographer to get a good profile picture. That can really help. And typically, if you do have like 10 years of experience or you're older, it's going to be easier for you to position yourself as an expert on Upwork compared to people who are new. And if you want to be charging a lot of money as a freelancer and you don't have a lot of work experience and you're young, it's going to be harder for you to get after these highest paying jobs, because the people who look for quality, typically they're going to trust you more if you look older, if you have a lot of years of experience. And so what you want to do is maybe use other methods of finding jobs that are not so visual, that people can't necessarily guess your age, or they can't just look at your profile and look that, oh my God, he just started freelancing like 3 months ago. For example, if you start using email or you start using cold calling, people don't really see your face. The only thing that can evaluate you when it comes to how professional you look is going to be the way that you communicate. So if you're young, if you don't have a lot of experience, maybe you should consider using other options for freelancing if you are interested in getting higher paying jobs. The better you make your profile, the more you're going to stand out. And one easy way to look at it is, one day I met 2 millionaires, and one of them told me a really interesting way of looking at business. What he does is he basically asks himself, what's his conversion rate? What's his percentage chance if he approaches someone to make a sale? If, for example, it's 5%, that means if he wants to get a sale, he needs to approach on average 20 people. It's going to be hard for you to guess your conversion rate, your percentage chance of getting hired or getting interviews if you apply to a job post on Upwork at the beginning, because you don't have success, you don't have data. But what you need to understand is, although you don't know what your percentage chance is, you still have a percentage chance of success. And no matter how good your profile is, your conversion rate is probably never going to get over like 7-8%. All right. So you need to be willing to send a lot of proposals. Typically, what I tell to people is try to send at least like 50 proposals. If you have to, pay for connects, right? Connects are the currency that you have to pay for to be able to apply to a lot of jobs, because Upwork only allows you to apply to a few jobs for free. But, you can get connects for not a lot of money, and, spending like $50 to be able to apply to jobs, if you lose $50, that's not a lot of money, and it gives you a lot of information after that and data that you can use to improve your process and increase your likelihood of getting jobs in the future. And don't be afraid to apply to a lot of jobs. Again, it's not like normal jobs that you get outside of Upwork. It's not like sending your resume to 10 places and getting a job. That's not really how it works, especially at the beginning when you probably don't know how to build a good profile. You probably don't know how to communicate like an expert. You probably don't have a good portfolio. Over time, you're going to get better at all these things. And even if you struggle right now, the data you're going to get from failing is going to be data that you can use to help yourself in the future. If you want to know more about how to communicate like an expert and how to position yourself like an expert so that you can increase your conversion rate as a freelancer inside and outside of Upwork, I talk about all of that in my Freelance Web Developer Starter Pack. I also talk about a lot of different things, including how to do proposals, including some information on contracts, and a lot of different other things. If you're interested, there's going to be a link in the description. And if you want more content on how to be successful on Upwork and in freelancing in general, you're going to want to subscribe to this channel and watch my upcoming videos, and I'll see you there.